Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is vlog number 16. I am Ronai with Anomaly the Agency, and
Chynel with Chapter 28 Beauty.
and in light of recent events, last week we got pretty serious about everything going on with the Black Lives Matter movement, and we just really just voiced our opinions and weighed in on everything that's going on right now. We kind of just wanted to lighten the mood just a bit. I think, for a lot of people, some of you that have been watching faithfully, or some of you that are new to our vlog, kind of just want to know a little bit more about us. We talk a lot about business and, self-care and things of that nature. So we thought it would be fun to do a little game. We're going to ask about 10 questions back and forth about, just random things about us, so you can kind of learn a little bit more about who we are. So I'll start. So first question, what is your favorite way to spend a weekend?
Chilling. In my period to live in, never did I think I'd get to the point where I just wanted to stay in a clean house with no dishes to sink, no laundry to do, just be chilling with a nice little drink, and that is it. Just
that's
nice,
it. Simplicity. Simplicity. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I mean, mine is pretty similar too. I have really been enjoying recently going to the park, sitting at the park. I'll fall asleep at the park. People think I'm mad weird. You know me. It never fails. Just reading, just chilling and vibing out. If there's an opportunity to drink some wine at the park, I'll drink some wine at the park. But I've been keeping it real light. Also, I've just been waking up and taking the weekends to sit on the porch with my dog. It's so beautiful out right now, and just kind of soaking up the sun with her. So yeah, that's a typical weekend.
Okay, well, sounds pretty similar. I could do your weekend any day, and I'm sure you can do mine any day. So that works.
Absolutely.
I'll go with the next question. Question number 2. What's your favorite music?
So I think I spoke about this last weekend too. I love everything. Country is a little hard, but I have my artists that I like and I appreciate in that category as well. But I listen to everything. Catch me on my great days. I'm on shuffle. You know what I mean? I got Mark Anthony one song. You know what I mean? I'm playing DMX the next song. I'm playing some.
No, wait, listen. What music gets you into your vibe, your zone? What is it?
See, and that's also a hard question because I feel like each song brings me into a different type of zone. But I will say, classical music always does it for me. Especially like if I'm ready to go to bed and I just want to chill and just kind of be in my thoughts and read. I always have classical music on. I just love everything about it. But also, R&B can do it too. You know what I mean? Old school R&B, absolutely. Right. You're sitting there and you're just like, that's more nostalgic for me. I think that makes me more reminiscent. And I start thinking about like when I was a kid, you know what I mean? Our moms getting together, chilling, and you know what I mean? Like, and definitely rock music, I'm not gonna lie, like that's another one too, where I'm kind of, and it could be like alternative, like very chill rock or whatever, but I just kind of chill out. I get in my vibe. But wait, because when I'm driving, it's Thug Life all day, every day. I'm trapping in the car. I'm trapping. Like you can't tell me nothing. As soon as I step out the vehicle, you wouldn't even have known. But
this tells you that Ronai has several personalities. Several. The question was really supposed to
be each and every one.
Yeah.
And I made it so difficult. I couldn't answer that. I saw the question and I was like, no, this is not gonna just be this.
Right.
It's not. So, all right, you go.
Okay. Wait, so to add on to that question, what is your go-to Pandora station just for a normal day?
Again, why? All right, so for a normal day, honestly, I've been doing like my Michael Jackson radio a lot. You know how I feel about Mike. And he, it comes with a lot of mixture, obviously. So I would say between him and like the Elton John radio as well, because I listen to, or even Fleetwood Mac. See, this is when it gets difficult. I just can't. I can't. All right, I'm gonna say Michael Jackson radio. I will do that then. All right. All right. I can't.
Okay. So my favorite music obviously is reggae. Um, Reggae puts me in a happy place. Um, I don't think I could be in a sad place with reggae. So I love
Oh, I mean,
reggae.
anybody could or should be. Shoot.
Right. And I listen to all types of reggae. So um yeah, reggae is it for me. I can always count on a good reggae radio station. I recently started listening on Pandora. First it was like I would say when I was back at home, I was listening to like Vibes Cartel and uh it was like
Yeah.
Busy Signal and just the ones that was really thug life. But
Right.
then now I find myself listening. Oh, Jock um, who else? I mean, I literally have a reggae station for each reggae artist, so
Okay.
it's here or there.
Okay.
So the current one for me is I think you pronounce it DeVito. Um, yeah, yeah. I think that's what I have on right now. And then if I'm not listening to his station, I'm listening to her.
Yes.
It's like
I
a
love
nice
her.
chill vibe. Yeah, because her station is pretty chill. Like it's never gonna lead you the wrong way. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Another one that I've been listening to a lot too is Aaron Ray.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of him, but I do. I love his station as well. I mean, that's where you get all Sonder. Her is featured in there as well. Masego. Like, yeah,
How do you
I've
spell?
been into that a lot too lately. Arin, and then last name Ray. I don't think there's an E at the end. I think it's just Ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Question number 3. What is the best vacation you ever took?
Obviously, we've already.
I'm like sitting here and I'm like, I know she about to say it. I know she about to say it.
For
Is
me,
she going to
obviously,
say it?
in too many vacations. So unlike other people, my girlcations that we do are probably top. Well, they are top. I mean, period. So
Yeah,
the vacation we went to
absolutely.
Miami, me and Renee went to Miami in like 2000 and what was it? 2013, 14?
We've gone a couple times. Let's be clear.
It was okay. So the second one was super dope, but the first one was my favorite
Yes.
vacation. For whatever reason, we were just really living on the edge out there. I was out there with like no money to be spending on nothing. Like I went with
Young
my
days.
last
Young
pocket.
days.
I Yeah, young. We was young and just ridiculous. But yeah, we was taking chances and it was well worth it. Like I would
Yeah,
do that vacation over 1,000 times and it'd be the same way. How about you?
absolutely. I had a feeling you were going to say that one. I would say my best vacation ever was probably Hawaii, hands down. I mean, I was there for a month. You know what I mean? So it really felt more like I was just transferring and living there for a little bit. Yeah, so and I had went with my former friends or former roommate slash my current friend, still my friend. Shout out to Shara.
Yep.
And she lived there. She's a native to the island, and so she I really just had to pay for a plane ticket, which was great. I got to live locally. My thing about vacations is I love to spend it as a local. I don't want to be a tourist. You know what I mean? I really want to see the culture. I want to really learn about the place that I'm at. I don't want just what's being sold to me. And she did a great job of that. I mean, we were picking fruit off the trees and eating them, swimming every day. That's when my hair fell out. And Chanel ended up chopping my hair off as soon as I came back. We did a full blown chop.
Yes.
And yeah, so definitely was amazing, swimming every day, saltwater baby for life, I swear. Um, Miami trip though, it was a great trip. Was definitely my second best, all for the strength of, first of all, Chanel kept gassing me. Yo, you really did that. You really, and I'm just like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Don't do this to me, because we showed out. We really showed out. We showed
Yeah.
up and we showed out. And it was just us two. We had invited people. Nobody came. It was just us two. And it didn't even matter. If you know us, we're making friends wherever we go. So we linked up with people. We got cool with this promoter. He just did it big for us. Like seriously. Shout out to Ahmad. It's been a minute, but He
Right.
was a really good promoter in Miami, and we just had a blast. And at one point, I went into the middle of the ocean. I was just talking about this to my mom because my mom, I just recently told my mom that that happened, and she is pissed, right?
I
So
thought it was because I was tight.
So, full disclosure, one night, we were having a good time. We were drinking. We linked up with a bunch of people. We just took a walk along the beach at night. But I am such a water person. I genuinely feel like Moana when I'm in the water. So I literally had a full blown moment where I just was like, yo, I have to go out there. Like it just felt right. Walked into, I guess, what seemed like the middle of the damn ocean. I was so far out and I didn't even realize. And for a minute, I didn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden, I just came back and Chynel, I heard her. Everybody's like, yo, come back. Da, da, da. And I'm like, yo. And then I just look around and I'm like, oh, I'm
Let's,
go
let
back.
let me further paint this picture because she's leaving out a whole brush. First off, it was 12 o'clock midnight. It was the middle of the night that she was in the middle of the sea. No, not my thing. This is the thing, not
Right.
my thing. I wasn't coming to get you. Like, and then I would have had to explain to your mother, not doing it.
How?
So I'm screaming. I mean, I have no voice left because I'm like, where are you going though? Like, where are you going?
Yeah.
And it's just like me, her, and maybe like 3 or 4 people on the beach in that area. So like,
Yeah.
nobody was going to save you either. Like if I didn't go get you, nobody else was. Finally,
Right.
she turned around with her arms up, looking at me like, "What? Let's go like this way." Like you're done drinking.
Yes. When I got back, she literally was like, are you fucking serious? Like she was snapping on me. I was just like, damn, man. Like, but I regret absolutely nothing because I really, in that moment, I knew I was okay.
I did it again when we went to Miami again, just 2 years ago. So she did the same thing, and then she had Erica out there trying to save her. I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
It's funny. I have recently went to the beach, and that night you found me right on the beach, sitting there watching the waves. And then I really came to the conclusion. I was like, you know what? The beach at night is really my thing. Like, really is my thing. So, like, the next day, I'm like telling my mom, I'm like, oh yeah, I went out to the beach. We went out to the beach, and she was just like, to my friend that I brought, she was like, oh, be careful with her because I just found out that she likes to be in the middle of the ocean. You got to watch it with this one. I'm like,
If I'd have known your mom didn't agree with that, I'd have been told her.
yeah. But yes, Hawaii and Miami, absolutely. I
And
think our in-betweener vacations are always Miami. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Just
yeah. We got
because.
out, but whenever we're not gonna ever be disappointed with Miami. So
No, never. No, even as y'all keep raising the prices.
right? Why is our list costing what it costs
Right.
now? Like price. Okay, so the next question. Next place on bucket list and why?
Okay, next place to travel on the bucket list. Okay. Um, Greece. I absolutely. Greece has been on my list for quite some time. I've honestly been in debates as to whether I want to go on a cruise to Greece and hit multiple areas, or if I just want to go to Greece. And I'm leaning more as just going. Again, me wanting that local vibe, understanding that they have a very low economy and understanding the background behind them. That's stuff that I'm into. And I just think it would be really great to see and be a part of what's real with them. I love a lot of things about Greece, Greek mythology, things of that nature. And so Athens is, of course, on my list. That's where my dog's name comes from. That's the inspiration. But yeah, definitely Greece.
Surprisingly enough, Greece is on my list. And I'm not even a bucket list person.
Hold
Like
on.
there's not any type of bucket list created. But between Greece, Spain, and Japan was on there. I did want to go to Japan.
I would love to go.
Still on there, not in the near future, but
Okay.
maybe somewhere down the line. But right now, no. Just for with everything going on between us and Asia. It's just that I just think that's not the time right now. But the near future for me would be it was Greece. Oh, and Ireland.
Ireland is absolutely on my list. But yeah, Ireland is 100,000% on my list. I talk about Ireland a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, those are all definitely something that I wouldn't mind planning a trip for. And really, that would be my first real vacation, like going away from what I know and just
Right.
there living that in that culture. So yeah, I think that's dope.
But that might be the next girls trip. Look, that might be the retreat. We don't know. Stay
Yeah,
tuned. Look, stay
stay
tuned.
tuned. We make moves, real for real.
Right. Right. All right. Next question. What are your hobbies and how'd you get into them?
Um, well, I mean, everybody knows that I do hair and stuff, so I guess that's no longer a hobby. That's my career. Um, what I found that I'm doing more of now is coaching people into like businesses and like logos and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
really, it is becoming a hobby because I really just do this out of the kindness of my heart. And it goes hand in hand with this blog that we are doing now, and that has become like the only hobby that I have at this point. Everything else is business, like
Right.
gain for me, and my family. So yeah, I got into it because basically because of the vlog. We wanted to be able to share, our insight and be able to have a platform to educate others on what we know, and and of course be educated as well from other people. So yeah, that's really my hobby.
Yeah. I second that. Definitely the vlog has been a fun and amazing and very creative outlet for me. Reading, of course, definitely whenever I get the chance. I feel like even though I have this free time, I keep occupying myself so much that sometimes I need to like sit and be like, okay, I'm gonna read for like 30 minutes to an hour right now. Like it's crazy. But definitely that. And then also, even from a business perspective too, I do a lot of resumes. So and if anybody needs a resume done, hit me up. I find myself, I've been doing a lot of resumes for people lately. I think with everything, all of the transitions taking place, people are just kind of ready to upgrade themselves. And, that's definitely a starting point. So I actually, I don't mind doing it. I like getting a little creative, I like making it a little unique or whatever the case may be, depending on what you're looking for. Um, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So favorite age growing up and
Favorite
why?
age growing up. It's funny because whenever I reference like something that's happened, I always say like 8 or 9. And it probably half the time it's probably not when I was 8 or 9 years old. I just for whatever reason always go back to that time. But honestly, favorite age growing up. I mean, I think for me, I've just never looked at age as anything. So it's hard to answer that question because for me, it's just like I don't really put too much emphasis on that. I love celebrating my birthday, but like that's it. I don't really think about
Okay.
too much into it. I would just say, I would say my teens and my 20s. I don't have one specific age. I think that time period was very much a shaping time period for me. I've experienced a lot of things. I went through a lot of things, from a personal perspective. And I just learned so much about myself that I think it was really just much appreciated, much necessary. I would say specifically 18 to about 23 when I had first moved to Houston versus when I was
Right.
experiencing my life in Houston and, as an independent person by myself. That definitely, I always give so much credit to that time in my life just because I learned so much about me. I learned so much about what I wanted, who I was. So I would definitely say between that 18 and 23 years, definitely my favorite.
For me, I feel like 13, 14-ish was my favorite years. I just remember that time. First off, I remember what age I was because I was doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing, like going to Chicago, going to the different clubs that I wasn't old enough to be in yet, but I was going with my cousins and everybody just that time, like the music, the way the parents were, where they were always getting together, the kids was always together, like
Yes.
everybody had something to do. We weren't just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, you know what
Right.
I mean? And it was just a good time, a good time in the world at that time. I mean, I just loved that age. my environment was very healthy at that time. So, yeah.
All right. Next question is pretty simple. What was the last thing? Was the last thing you read digital or print?
It definitely wasn't print. It was digital.
I'm the opposite because I'm looking at it like it definitely wasn't digital. It was print. Like I'm sitting here like, I mean, you know what? But then you gotta credit like I'll read things online. You know what I mean? Like I'll read like little online snippets. I get like a lot of alerts on like business based things or whatever. But the last thing I read was print for me.
I will say that I do purchase books from Amazon online, and I'm able to read them on my Kindle. So essentially, I mean, I don't ask for the paperback. I don't want the paperback, but it is a real book. It's not just like some.
Now somebody who I get that more because I feel like that's obviously becoming more of a big thing. The Kindle was a big thing, when it first released, and there's a lot of people, there's a whole demographic that really caters to that digital side of reading. Is it just because it's easily accessible and maybe it puts like almost less pressure on seeing the pages, like flipping them, or?
Well, number one, I'm just not a reader.
Okay.
Only time I want to read is when I'm very interested in what I'm reading. Basically,
Okay.
like I'm not trying to wonder about what's about to be in this book. I want to know what I'm about to read, and I want to know that what I'm getting out of this, not necessarily book, but just like the information. For instance, I'm only really good at reading formulations and things like that for like products. Things I'm interested in, building my product line. I will only buy. So I've bought alchemy books and just constantly buying those types of books to see where how far people go with this stuff and what's the safest way to go about doing these. And I look for a lot of reputable resources, you know what I'm saying? Or sources. I'm sorry, sources. Like people, doctors and things of that nature. I'm like looking up those types of things to make sure that I'm on the right page. But other than that, you won't find me reading like a novel or some type of you won't find me reading anything like that.
Right. See, and I respect that because now where I do read, novels and poetry or whatever the case may be, I try to read like ingredients on products and I just I'll start reading and I'll be like, yo.
So then if you don't have an interest in it, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I have an interest because I have to make it and I have to make sure that I'm living and breathing what I do. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to portray. So that's why you don't have interest. It's the same way I don't have an interest in any fiction or
like when we were talking with when Ambrosia came on and she was talking about, y'all were talking about like reading the ingredients and we were all talking about like just paying attention to that stuff. And I try to make a conscious effort, but I realize like I totally get lost in it and I'm just like,
yeah, because it's a lot
good. Like, I'll put it in my basket.
Yeah, like a lot of it is like, what is this? Like you even after reading it, you don't know what it says. You can't pronounce it.
Now I got to do a Google search for the next 30, 45 minutes and I still don't know.
Which is why it's important that just going there, like it's just important. If you can't pronounce it, don't even put it on.
That's fact. And that makes sense. That makes sense. Absolutely. All right. All right. Would you say you're more of an extrovert or an introvert?
Ooh, I'm both, but I feel like I'm more of an extrovert now than I ever was. I'm more of an extrovert now because I feel a need to, everywhere I'm at, I feel a need to either make somebody feel comfortable or make somebody feel, just I care more about people than I ever did before. I guess it's just what it is. Like, I'm making sure the vibe is right, making sure the people that I'm around, and no matter who it is or where I'm at, everybody feels comfortable.
Absolutely. I'm definitely an extroverted introvert. It's just because I'm equal parts social butterfly, but then I also absolutely, and even now more so than ever, I find moments where I'm just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be around these people. No shade to you. I have love for everybody in the room, but like, I just want to go home and just like chill by myself and like kind of just reflect on everything that just happened today. Like, so I find that I have a lot of those moments. And I think also that kind of ties into with the people that you're surrounded with too. I think I'm a firm believer in like, different people bring out different things of you, you know, things in you, different sides of you, you know what I mean, that you let out certain levels of comfort with certain people, with certain groups. And so I just been paying attention to that a lot more than I ever did. But again, like I know how to be social. I love, you know what I mean, getting to know people. I love networking. You know, that's a big thing for me. I spent a lot of time, especially back in my undergrad and even my master's, just going to networking events, putting myself out there, having conversations. But I would definitely say extrovert and introvert for sure.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely live for the out like day parties and things of that nature. Ronai shines in these moments because it's just she is really simplified. But then you get back to your hotel, you get back to your room, and you see how she'll just go off to herself and
Yep.
then that's it. It's like,
Oh,
and that goes hand in hand with knowing how energy works and knowing how people transfer, all that you have to do to keep the balance around you. It's a lot. And if you
yes.
have to do that a lot, you're just overwhelmed by the time you get back, you know,
Yeah,
back home.
for sure.
So yeah, I
I
totally.
remember one time it was my birthday. I think it was for my 21st. We had went to Vegas, naturally. And we were there, you know what I mean? Turn up, whatever. And then I literally had a moment where I was like, hey, I'm just gonna take a walk, you know what I mean, by myself. And everybody was looking at me like, what? And I was just like, I didn't, nothing's wrong, you know what I mean? I just personally need a moment. This was, I think like that a lot, you know what I mean? So I literally went, took a walk, got some frozen yogurt, and just sat there, observed my surroundings, and just had a conversation with myself, went back, and then everything picked up right where it left off. So for sure,
Yeah,
for sure. But I definitely see that in you as well. I think
yeah,
because you're social as well. You know what I mean? But I think that you don't socialize the same way with everybody. You know what I mean? Like I think that you're certain or particular rather, with the people that you're gonna let see certain shows. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're definitely at one point I think we were calling you like the mom of the group. I remember we went to Washington or whatever, and you were like, I'm the mom of the group. And we were just like, you know what? We ain't gonna argue with you about that one because you probably are. Like, and not even in a boring way, but it's just like you're just more like serious and reserved where
right.
like we all fulfill certain pieces, you know what I mean? So it works really well. um yeah, but
I
that's
remember that.
definitely
I remember that. And let's be clear, at that time, I probably was. I can't remember who all was with us, but I had a child, so I literally
yeah,
in that like, and it's like you try as a young mom trying to go out and still enjoy yourself even when you get your child off to whoever they're going to go to, and
right,
you're still thinking in that mode like you have to protect somebody or something because that's what you're used to doing. So for me,
yeah,
I go out and my friends want to drink or whatever, well, who's driving? Because we can't all be drinking and driving. Or,
right.
get in the club and somebody want to go to the bathroom and another person wants to go to the stage. Like, how are we going to do that? Like, no, we all got to go to the bathroom and now we all
Yeah,
got to go to the stage. Like,
yes, yes,
so yeah,
absolutely. Definitely at one point I remember the one, and you're right, because I think you were the only person with the child at that time. So that's very true. And I even remember at one point you were like, Ronnie, go to the bathroom with her. And I was like, damn, all right, because I'm ready. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to, you know what I mean? And she's like, yo, can you go to the bathroom? I'm like, all right.
somebody make
Like,
the for her. Like, we're in a place, it's different when we're at home, but we
yeah.
were going out to Philly, DC, we're just all over the place.
Yeah.
So, like, we need to stick together because I need to make sure I leave with all y'all. Like, for real.
Right. Right. Nobody's getting lost, find you crying in a corner somewhere. We can't do that. Chynel definitely doesn't have time for that. Let's be clear. She'll cancel the whole night. She'll be like, you know what? I'm done. We're out. Like,
And let's go. Get your and let's go now. Leave it up.
all right. Question number 9.
Favorite ice cream topping?
I'm childish. It's absolutely still rainbow sprinkles, like to the death. I'm absolutely. I've been asking this question a lot lately with the person that I talk to, and I'm always like, "Yo, what's my favorite ice cream?" And like, it's literally chocolate and banana ice cream with rainbow sprinkles, like every single time. Every single time.
And banana ice cream. Two of the double negatives for me. Like, what in the world? Running. I can't. So first off, I love cheesecake and birthday cake ice cream. If it's a
Really?
cheesecake or a birthday cake flavor, that's me. Like Cold Stone, and then put in the brownie bites on top, the little brownie pieces on top. And I am still a fan of the rainbow sprinkles. I will get sprinkles on with anything with my
Right.
brownie clusters on top. That's happening. So clearly we have ice cream next time we
And
see
it's
each other.
crazy because like people will be like, "Oh, you want chocolate sprinkles?" And I'm like, "No, I never
Why would
met
I?
a single soul on this earth who ordered chocolate sprinkles." And no shade, but like, no, I'm not doing that. Why wouldn't I get the rainbow when, like, why would I get the chocolate when I could get the rainbow? It's just weird to me. But yeah, rainbow sprinkles, absolutely, hands down. That's it. I'm very simple.
That goes all the way into who you are as a person.
Right. Right. You know what? There's probably a quiz out there like what your favorite ice cream topping has to say about you. I bet anybody, if anybody finds that quiz, send it to me. Send it to it. Email us, please, so we can take it.
Yes.
For
Yes.
real.
Oh,
All right. And last question. What was the last show you binge watched?
the Blacklist.
The Blacklist,
The Blacklist. Mm-hmm.
which is about what?
The Blacklist is about a first off, this guy named Reddington is I need to figure out what his real name is.
Hold on, I'm
But
gonna look it up right now.
it is the truth. I mean, it is next level for me, and I'm late to the party because I don't watch TV. People know that I don't binge anything. But when I started watching this show, I mean, I was on it. I was doing like full days of binging, like seasons in maybe 2 days. Like it
Really?
was crazy. But it's just like a special task force that are solving these, secret crimes going on in the world, which is so crazy because a lot of these cases are very real, like to what's going on now. Like I know this show's been out for a
Right.
long time, and then to see the different things and the different cases that they have, and then to see what's going on in the world today, it's just like wow. It's almost like they're foreseeing, foreshadowing, or these things are just happening over and over again, and we're not realizing it. But
Right.
if you get into the Blacklist, I'm gonna tell you now, you're gonna be stuck. So if I can get stuck on it, you definitely gonna get stuck on it because it's
No,
very
I just looked it up and it definitely looks good just off of it. I've seen like the cover of it, but I never explored it at all.
explore it, explore it. It got to the point where I was literally like clients of mine. I needed somebody else to watch it so that I can talk about it when you sat in the chair. Like, and it was like, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch any of those shows, reality TV shows. So my clients never have anything to talk to me about when it comes to TV shows. But finally, it was something that we could watch in our own time because it's on Netflix. And yeah, man, Blacklist is where it's at. If you ain't watched it, watch it. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to take you on a roller coaster. You're going to cry. You're going to be on the edge of your seat. It's everything in one, and they get straight to the point right away. Like the episode don't drag on. It's one of those things where you're like, oh my god, I can't. Yeah. So what about you?
Okay. The Blacklist. So I really wasn't big on TV shows for a long time. I definitely see myself. I'm a movie person. I love um not critiquing, but I just love analyzing like movies and stuff like that. So that was always like one of my favorite things to do, watch a movie, analyze it, understand the meaning, the message behind it. But as I started getting into TV shows, it definitely kind of grew on me. Sons of Anarchy was really the start for me. And then after that, it kind of just tumbled. The Office, I've watched that over and over 3 or 4 times. I feel like that doesn't count.
That was about to be my show. Like I watched The Office and was devastated when it was over, and that is when I
Yeah.
clicked the Blacklist.
Okay.
The Blacklist.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and I feel like that's everybody's answer. The Office is a lot of people's answer. So I could say that, but I feel like that just kind of goes without saying for people that are fans of The Office. Like, obviously, we're watching that all the time. Like, what else would we be doing? Like, right now, I've been watching Community. So it's a comedy. I feel like I watch more comedy type shows lately. Or sometimes they're serious. I guess it is a mixture, but I am watching Community right now. And it's basically about kids or people from different backgrounds that go to school to a community college. And it's just like these off the wall random things that happen to them. Yeah. So, and the reason I got into it was because Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, was in it, and I think he won an Emmy for this show. But he's been really highly credited for this show in general, and it's very interesting to see the character he plays versus like who he is in real life or how he's transformed as an artist and as an actor. So that was really what intrigued me to watch it to begin with. Good cast. It's a lot of different people that have grown tremendously in their careers. So it was just good. It's really funny. It's really off the wall. I love weird stuff, so it's definitely weird. And I also am watching Working Moms. I love that show. I think and I love it more. The main character does public relations. So I really am inspired and love her journey. She's very funny, very non-traditional. So I felt like I could resonate with her a lot. I'm not a mother, besides being a dog mom, but I guess that doesn't count. But
It counts.
it counts. It counts to it, it counts for me. But they all are, it's all of these mothers that are dealing with different trials and tribulations, and they're working moms. They literally all have these careers, and it requires a lot of energy from them, but they still have to come home and be these parents. And it just talks, they just go through a lot of different random things as well. And it's a really good show. It's actually really good. A great mixture, of conversation.
Both of those shows, so I definitely need to take a look at them because I'm
Yeah.
not binging anything else right now. Like, there's nothing to binge because
Yeah. Definitely watch. I mean, watch Working Moms. I feel like you would really like that and appreciate that, just because it is so random and funny and just like, like, and it's interesting. It's really good. Community, like I said, it's funny. I feel like the conversation and the topics are just kind of like I said, off the wall, very weird. Like, but it's funny. It's entertaining, very much so.
Well, guys, that is our top 10 in questions right now. Where not know us before, you know us now.
You know a little bit about us now, for sure. I mean, what I will say is I definitely wouldn't mind doing this again. I feel like there's so many questions that we could answer. And I think this was really fun. Just kind of diving deep into who we are.
Because a lot of these things don't surprise me. Like, I feel like I already knew these without you saying the bananas with the chocolate and the sprinkles.
Right.
But everything else. Yeah, I mean, if I could, we should have probably guessed it first. See if we could guess.
You know what? We should do one like that. Absolutely. Yeah. No, because it's funny, because I felt the same way. The only one that really threw me off was your ice cream too, because you're saying cheesecake and cake batter, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that is it.
Okay.
Pay attention to detail, because I'm pretty sure one of these questions is going to come up later on down the line. Right. Something similar. You should be able to link. If I like cheesecake and I like cake batter and brownie toppings, you should get where I'm going with this.
Better be on point with that. The birthday cake better look something similar to that. I'm just saying, like, no, but this was definitely fun.
Lightened up the mood.
Yes, definitely. And this is definitely in no way, shape, or form meant to take away from the seriousness of what's going on. That's definitely still heavy on both of our hearts. You know what I mean? And something we can, still continue to talk about if that's something that you're interested in. But we just felt, it was necessary to kind of, try to lighten the mood, try to make it, fun, despite what's going on and despite how hard everybody is working to make a difference right now, because all of that really does matter. And then not only that, but, I know a lot of people are receiving comments and negative feedback, and that's heavy on the heart too. You know what I mean? So that was kind of where we came from, wanting to do this, you know what I mean? And kind of getting, icebreakers are fun in general. Like I said, I mean, Chynel and I know each other, so a lot of these were just, all right, refreshers more than anything. But these are things I always love doing this in school. I always love doing this at work too. Just learning about, especially coworkers, when you start a new job and people don't know anything about you and they think you're one way, but you're really some way completely different. And I think how that easily ties into business is like incorporate that. You know what I mean? Even now with content, you know what I mean? Lighten the mood and keep things relevant to what's going on. Absolutely. But then also, make it about people too, because they really feel unheard right now. And now more than ever is the time to really get to know your demographic, your audience. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree totally. And not for nothing, but like, this situation going on in the world. There's a million things going on right now outside this Black Lives Matter movement. We still are dealing with the pandemic. We are still, on lockdown to an extent. Stores are not open. People still don't have jobs.
Right.
People are sick. It's just a lot still going on. So I deal with a lot of that on a regular basis. So when we get to the vlog is refreshing to do something like this where we can just talk about ourselves for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
and we what the fun things about us and what we like, and so
Right.
yeah.
And that's so true. And it's funny that you say that too, because I was just having a conversation earlier where I was like, in light of everything going on outside of this pandemic, it kind of just, it's not that it ceases to exist because it's very much still happening. It's just kind of not at the top of anybody's list right now. And even to the point where I'm not seeing any new reports, or maybe I'm not looking hard enough. I'm not sure, but which is very interesting, pay attention to that as well. But it's just crazy that all kind of just came to a standstill, and it not that it necessarily did, because again, there are absolutely people still fighting for their lives. You know what I mean? There's so much still going on with that, and we have to continue to take it as serious as we can. We over here just got moved into the yellow zone. And it's funny because even with these zones, I'm like, well, what does this mean? Like, just tell me when I don't have to wear this mask anymore. Like, it's my main thing. Like, just please, it's hot. Like, it's so hot. In my day job, like, people come in all the time and they're just like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like, people are spazzing out, and I'm just like, I get it, but you have to do, we have to do it. This is the norm right now. We have to get comfortable with this, but it's very much still happening. And I think when you see people with masks on, it's kind of like, oh yeah, like we have this whole thing going on still. Like we still need to pay attention and focus and, whatever.
Right.
Crazy. But what I did see recently, kind of to end the conversation on a real positive note, with everything that has been going on, I mean, 2020, hands down, has been wild. I mean, in a word, it's just wild. I mean, so many things. I mean, literally just, but I think it takes situations like these, unfortunately, for us to really get down to what's super important and what we really need to be doing and fighting for. And you're talking about 2020 vision. I mean, this is it. You know what I mean? This is literally the scope. This is it. This is what you asked for. This is the universe, or whatever you believe in, putting that vision, instilling that in you. And now you're seeing things. You know what I mean? You're noticing things. You're moving a little different. You're questioning things.
Yeah, next level.
And yeah, and like it's just one of those things where, again, and everything that's going on is not without reason. No matter what you believe in, you know what I mean? As ugly, as confusing, as horrible as it is, I really hope that we can continue to utilize this time to like really just level up mentally, physically, emotionally, every part of you. I really hope just, you get to that point. And for me and Chynel as well, we just continue to strive and do what we have to do. Life is hard as it is, you know what I mean? And then when you're throwing extra stuff like pandemics and, racial issues and, it's just too heavy. It becomes too much. It feels like too much. And, as always, we're here for you. If you need to have a conversation, if you need to just vent, if you need to just let it out, let us know. You know what I mean? We can do that. That's what we created this platform for your voice. You know what I mean? This is less about us having conversations and asking each other questions. And it's really more about creating a community for you guys, for everybody, no matter the color, no matter what situation, to literally speak on things that like-minded, that we can relate to, period. So just wanted to throw that out there.
100%. In total agreement. And hopefully you guys can continue to utilize our platform, just to reference when you guys are going through something, or if it's a situation. We pretty much cover every area. I mean, we still have a lot of areas to cover, but we're touching on a little bit of everything on every blog. So yeah, but you guys know how to get in contact with us. Definitely email us, movingforwardblog@gmail.com, and our Instagram, our hit it up. Yeah, it's lit. Like, hit us up on our personal pages. Like, this is what we're here to do. Help you guys, to help us, to help you, to help us. It's just a give and give at this point, not give and take. But yeah, I am Chynel with Chapter 28 Beauty.
I am Ronai with Anomaly the Agency. And thank you for showing up and paying attention and just listening in. I appreciate it. Again, I feel like I always have to end it with, I really appreciate the constant texts and, love and support that we get for this. What turned out to be something that we just simply wanted to do off of the strength now feels like, everything, every week. You know what I mean? Like, literally, no matter what I'm doing, I'll have a moment where I'm like, to do all this tomorrow, and then my brain just starts going, and I'm like, oh my god, and like, I just appreciate the love so much. You know what I mean? I appreciate the feedback, the conversation. You know what I mean? I love that. So, thank you. In a nutshell, just thank you so much for tuning in and continuing to listen to us.
Yes. So until next time, vlog number 17 coming to a Sunday near you. And we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.